Yeah, we had the audacity, the cojones, to record a 30-minute episode of 5 Minutes with Phil. Who the heck do we think we are? Last episode, Paul said that I don't sing enough, or we haven't explored my full vocal range. And yeah, I agree. We haven't really explored my full vocal range, and I don't know if we want to. Leave us a comment, I guess, if you want to hear some more music from me or songs from me. I hope you enjoyed that little snippet of On the Dole again. You know who you are that I wrote that about. I cut around it so we didn't include that part of the conversation in there because I didn't want to drop any names. And don't worry, people, it's not someone I work with. It's a person I know in real life. So I don't treat my workmates like that. And Paul said, hey guys, it's Paul and Phil, we're here to do stuff, and this 5 Minutes with Phil, it's the best show in the world, it is the best show in the world. That's all I've got. That's all you're going to get from me today. That was off the top of the dome. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. Hey everyone, it's Chris here, and I am sitting here with Phil for episode 101. OMG. That was a big one. Did you guys actually watch that 31-minute episode of 5 Minutes with Phil? I hope so, because there was a lot of good stuff in there. Like, I've watched it back multiple times while I was editing, and then Phil and I sat down and watched it this morning. And yeah, it was, I don't know, I enjoyed it. Like, the content that was there, the chatting with Paul. Hi, Paul. Hi, Paul. And yeah, chatting with Paul was awesome. Seeing where the show began, seeing how it's changed, how it's progressed, and where it's going to go in the future. Like, Phil has some plans. My God, we have some lofty goals, and we're going to get into that a little bit. But yeah, if you haven't watched that episode, I'd recommend giving it a go. If it's too long for you, just watch 10 minutes and then come back and watch another 10 later. You could treat it like 4 weeks worth of episodes of 5 Minutes with Phil, because they don't always all go for 5 minutes when they're with me. We're continuing that upward trend of long episodes, but we'll try and scale this one back a little bit so you don't get fatigue. We call it Phil fatigue. Once you've had your fill of Phil, you're fatigued. On to the actual episode. Yeah, we are in the process of writing some music. As everyone who knows Phil, we're up here with rocket ship strapped up into the stratosphere. Phil wants to be boom up there, and we decided that we'll start down here, won't we? Every journey starts with a single step, and today we've taken that first step. We've been writing a few songs here and there. After chatting with Phil, we got some stuff down on paper, and one thing I quickly realised was that Phil wants to perform with some of the big names. Some of the people that he idolises. Would idolise be a good word? Yeah. Some of the people that Phil idolises, he wants to work with them, and he rattled off a list of names, and I said, mate, when it comes to collaboration, sometimes we need something to bring to the table as well. We can't just sort of walk out with our hat in our hand and say, hey, I want to collaborate with you because what are you bringing? But we've got some stuff now. We're working on it, but a big thing that I took a note for on my beautiful, remarkable tablet is we're going to do a shout out. Dale Duncan, Phil would like some tips and advice on songwriting. Mate, is there a way that we could just, I know we could just contact you over Facebook via a message, but it just feels so impersonal. Let's do a video. Can Phil organise a time that maybe he and I could chat with you? Get some advice on some music writing tips. I know you've probably given him, a couple of little pointers here and there in the past, but could we maybe do something together where we could have a chat? It can be over Skype or whatever platform you want to use. And maybe we could even work it into an episode of 5 Minutes with Phil if you're open to it. Maybe we could do a little recording, and you could give some songwriting advice, because yeah, Phil would like that, and yeah, it'd just be awesome to have a chat, man. So I will tag you in this. Hopefully you watch it, and hopefully you could just reply to Phil. That would be awesome. Anyway, yeah, on to Phil was talking about goals for this year and next year, and he said this year he wants to work on the songs and this album. So, do you think maybe we could prototype a couple of songs as we get them written? Maybe we could do a little snippet of them here and there on 5 Minutes with Phil, little sneak peek behind the scenes, I guess. And yeah, so we're gonna continue that this year, and next year, Phil wants to travel and perform these songs. We'll get around the country, Slim Dusty style, stop at a few taverns or bars, or pub, whatever you want to call it. The pub with no beer. Will we go there? I'm not keen on it. Apparently there's no beer. What do you do? What do you drink then? Don't give me that water. That's ridiculous. You can't just drink water, Phil. What's this water garbage? I can't perform sober. So anyway, we'll wrap this episode up. Yeah? We'll wrap this episode up. Next week, I'm going to bring a soapbox with me, because I'm sure Phil's going to hoist me up on it, and we're going to have a few words to have about, I don't know, 88, 9, maybe the Prime Minister. You got a tree in your backyard, don't you? I'll interview a tree in Phil's backyard next week. You reckon? Why not? And yeah, stay tuned as well. We are going to plan 1 week. I'm going to come in the minute I get here. I'm going to ring John Laws. And we're going to be on hold for as long as we need to be that week. We'll play some music while we're waiting. And then we're going to record an episode of 5 Minutes with Phil on the phone to John Laws. And we'll see how we go. I mean, his radio channel, it goes out free anyway, so I can't see him having an issue with it if he did find out. I'm not going to tell him. We'll be undercover recording. Mate, do you think while we're on hold, if I just sort of say, this call may be recorded for training and quality purposes, do you think that that'd hold up? We'll give it a go. But yeah, no promises on when that's going to happen, but it will. It will happen. I am dedicated to that. Anyway, thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed episode 100. I hope you enjoyed this shorter episode of 101. And we will see you next week, I guess. Dale, don't forget, please hit us up. Message Phil on Facebook if you want to, if that's the best way. And yeah, we'll try to organise a time to have a chat, and maybe even do a 5 Minutes with Phil with you. See you, mate. Bye.